You know, I thought they were going to come in and be committed to stopping the run, obviously because the last couple of games we had led with the run. And we also knew, too, just structurally, even without the one safety, the way they're built to stop the run. Even if they show two shell, they're going to get a safety in the box and end up with 7 in the box. So it looks like they had some plans to try and stop some of our gap scheme runs. And then, obviously, we had a lot of run calls with the RPO off of it, and Trevor just did a great job of managing the system. So, obviously, didn't run it as effective as we wanted to from a statistical standpoint, but again, we had to take what was available to us, and I thought Trevor and the entire offense did a great job of just taking what was there.
What can you say about some of those throws Trevor made, especially the ones out to the boundary, those long outs that really that stressed that defense at that point and made them to make a decision?
No question. I think all of us know just how talented he is from an arm perspective and what throws he can make, and it was really good to see him do it on that stage too. You're talking about a top 25 matchup. You know, it's the first time you're really kind of in a big game like that, and for him to come out and not just make the throws, but manage the system and get to the throws. You know, not all those were called designed, telling them where to go with the outcut. A lot of it was a run-pass option, and he just understood what we were trying to get accomplished. They had numbers in the box, and he made those throws.
Do you feel like the offense right now has answers no matter what the defense tries to do, whether they load the box or try to play out?
You know, I think that's what we tried to build, Jeff and myself, over the last 4 years, is just an offense that could take advantage of what's available, and I think we've done that in the past. And what it's comforting to see for these guys is now they can understand the identity of what we've been in the past. An offense that's going to take what's available. If we need to run it, we can run it. If we need to throw it, we can throw it. And then if somebody's dead set on taking something away, then we got to take what's available. So it was good for those guys to get a glimpse of what they're capable of.
After the run game's been so dominant, how important was it to see Trevor throw for 300 yards, to see you guys win basically by passing?
I think it's just important to illustrate to him that you got to take what's there and illustrate to everybody on offense that we got answers, we got things built in, and depending upon how they want to defend us, then we got to take advantage of what they're going to give us. And I think that's a sign of a good offense that's starting to click on all cylinders when we can take what's available to us and exploit it.
Things seem to work pretty well, but walk us through that last series there in the first half when you kind of struggled with the clock management, some penalties. Walk us through what was going through your mind through those plays.
Just biggest thing there was just trying to get everybody on the same page, and obviously I think there was a situation where we weren't sure where the ball was going to be, and so we were trying to figure out what's the best call. And then we had a good call on the short yardage, and then we jump off sides. They jump, and then that forces us to flinch, and so then now we're backed up, and so we just got a little bit out of sync. But I think when we got the ball, we were moving, and then when we got down there, we just had a couple things we weren't on the same page. And again, you got some young guys in there in that situation. It's going to be a great opportunity for us to coach.
They said they wanted to put him on his back and hit Trevor, but were you pleased with the offensive line? He had a clean pocket pretty much all day.
For the most part, and really, we were credited for 2 sacks, and one was a situation where Travis didn't just do his job. We got him in the slide protection, trying to have a plan for some of the exotic stuff that they were doing, because they do a really, really good job on 3rd down, and Travis just goes and cuts and misses the guy, so then now that gives up a sack. And then the other one, they had a good call. They had us in a situation where they isolated our back on their Mike linebacker, and then the backside backer looped over the top, and we got scissored off and couldn't get it bumped back. So I thought they had 2 situations where they got us. But other than that, to be able to throw the ball up and down the field and have a clean pocket, that's big for a young guy who's just trying to figure out his offensive line. We're trying to get him confident and making sure that he steps up in the pocket and not sliding too much. I thought he did a really good job, and the offensive line protected for him.
Is this offense about where you thought it would be 7 games in?
I think you always go in with high hopes, but we're appreciative of the adversity that we had in the first half of the season, and the biggest thing from that going into the off week was, hey, let's learn from the mistakes that we had and some of the opportunities to grow, and then let's create some momentum. So I thought we did a good job of starting the 3rd quarter of our season, coming out with good momentum. But still, there's enough on film for us to coach and keep these guys humble and hungry. And obviously, we know that going down to Tallahassee, it's going to be a tough place to play. It doesn't matter what the record is and what you see on film, you're going to get their best. And when we come back here, Louisville's going to give us their best as well. So definitely encouraged, with the way that we use the off week and the momentum that we created coming out.
How's Trevor handled all the ebbs and flows of the season? I mean, it's always different with a freshman and for a guy who's gotten hurt who didn't have the job initially.
He's just been Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he's just a very humble young man. His own toughest critic. So he's always trying to find ways to improve and to learn, and he's just being himself, and that's what makes him special. He just has that demeanor where he can go on to the next play. He's a very, very quick learner, and every rep that he gets in a game environment is just going to make him better.
That's the first time y'all scored a touchdown on the first drive this year. How important was it to get off on a quick start?
It was something that we wanted wanted to challenge our guys. And you know, first half of the season we were doing a good job of finishing games, and but where we've helped our defense and really put pressure on people in the past is when we can come out and we can score, you know, on those early drives in the game. And I think that's big. We were sparked by a big kickoff return, so obviously they cut the field down for a little bit, but everybody was dialed in, locked in, understood what we were trying to get accomplished, and we go down, we score, and then now that just brings more life to the defense and gives them an opportunity to bend their ears back and be aggressive. So when we can stay aggressive and come out and get off to a fast start, you know, it puts a lot of pressure on our opponents.
What's the biggest growth you've seen with Trevor from Texas A&M the same day?
You know, just grasping everything we're trying to do. You know, it's a lot within our system. There's a lot of checks. There's a lot of different, you know, half-field reads in the passing game. There's a lot of things to manage in the run game. You're not always reading the same guy. You know, different kind of run RPOs, take advantage of different kind of structures, second level, third level, and he's becoming more comfortable, and then now you're managing all the different motions. So you're just seeing that things are just starting to slow down for him, and when they slow down for him, now his talent can take over.
Travis dropped the screen pass earlier in the game, vindicated himself a little bit later in the game. What is it with Travis that's just having a problem locking in with the screen pass?
Well, you know, biggest thing is again, he comes from a system where he was used to catching pitches, you know, and so now he's catching spirals. You know, they're coming out fast. You know, he's got a quarterback that can get it to him. You know, the biggest thing for him is just, you know, getting him to commit to catching the ball with his eyes. And I talk to him all the time about catching the ball with your eyes, and what that means is you watch the ball literally almost into the tuck, so that you make sure that you don't take your eyes off of it in the last 12 inches of flight. That's really when he gets in trouble. So it was good to see him, you know, come back and catch the screen for a big play, and it was the same screen we ran up at Wake Forest that he dropped.
What does it say about the balance of your offense that you won games this year on the ground, and then you go today and pretty much exclusively win a game through the air?
You know, we want to be balanced. I mean, we want to dictate the pace of the game, but then also too, defense is going to come in and they're going to have a game plan, and their game plan may be to stop one aspect of the game. So we'll do whatever it takes to win. You know, that's a commitment to being unselfish. You know, as an entire offense, understanding that, you know, my guys have had some success the last couple of games. You know, they're being talked about. You know, things are good, but then you come in and hey, it wasn't our night to have the statistics, but guess what? We still got to roll every single play, and so I think that's just a testament to the foundation of our program, that there's no entitlement, that we're going to do whatever it takes. You know, the objective is to win a ball game, and if we got to throw it every single down to win it, then we're going to throw it. If we got to run it, then we got to run it. And again, you got to take the ego out of it, especially as coaches and players, to make sure that you don't get the cart before the horse, and just go out there and execute the plan, make adjustments, and take what's better.
Can you speak to the balance of last week or 2 weeks ago? Wake Forest, you just dominated them with the run. The run wasn't there today, and you just took it and over 375 yards past.
Correct. You know, we didn't have the explosives in the run game, you know, that we've been accustomed to the last couple of games. And you know what? Sometimes it's going to be like that. But it's just hats off to our guys to not getting frustrated, to still believing in the plan and understanding that a lot of the throws that you saw were called runs with the throw option. And so Trevor did a great job of managing it. They were committed to having extra guys near the box. They were going to try and single everybody up at the line of scrimmage and create one-on-one blocks, whereas in the past we've been able to get some double teams. So we're going to go back and look at it and obviously find ways to improve. But if you can go out and throw the ball to win, then you know, so be it. And again, hey, I'm dang proud of this group of players for all the adversity they overcame in the first half of the season, and to come out and create some momentum versus a very, very good opponent here tonight.
Tony, you guys subbed in the third team again at the end of the game. You got a lot of guys in there, but how do you feel about Trace Bryce and that drive, the 84-yard drive those guys did?
No question. I think he just picked up, you know, where he left off from the Syracuse game. He was called in to, you know, to put on the winning drive, and he goes out. He's 6-9, 72 yards passing, and you know, and we didn't change what we were doing. He still had the same RPOs and the same things to read as Trevor was, and he was prepared. So I think that's just a testament to the quality of young man that he is. That even though he may be listed as the backup, he still prepares to be the starter, and his performance reflected that.
Thanks, Tony.